Bankrupt American company leaves us with $100 million bill, 20 New Year's babies born, and much more drilling planned for 2023. Hi, I'm Enrico Bulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. First it was Clico, and now it looks like we are once again stuck with a bill following the bankruptcy of yet another foreign company in Guyana. American offshore medical provider Remote MD LLC has filed for bankruptcy in the U.S., leaving companies here wondering how they will recover in excess of $100 million for services that they were subcontracted to provide for oil and gas workers. Remote MD LLC filed for bankruptcy on the 18th of October last year and has asked the Eastern District of Louisiana Court to grant it Chapter 11 privileges to reorganize and keep its business alive. But without the existence of similar legislative privileges in Guyana, local creditors are unsure how they will be able to recoup their debts, as they are equally unsure what finances Remote MD LLC possesses in Guyana. Yesterday, an accident along the Unity Public Road on the east coast of Demerara claimed the life of 6-month-old Divine Khan. According to police, 31-year-old Davin Butt admitted to falling asleep at the wheel, which then caused his vehicle to slam headfirst into the car containing the baby, 27-year-old Daquan Khan, and a driver. Both drivers and occupants were taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where the baby was pronounced dead on arrival. Dr. Michelle Paul of Fort Wellington Hospital has recovered full consciousness and is recovering well following last night's smash-up right outside the Region 5 Administration Office in Fort Wellington. Dr. Paul is now a patient at the New Amsterdam Hospital. According to a report, a car that was overtaking hers rammed into her vehicle. The doctor lost control of the vehicle and then ended up in the path of another automobile before colliding with a power post and driving through the RDC compound gate. The driver of the automobile that collided with the doctor's vehicle fled the scene. However, he was later arrested. The two suspects accused of murdering businessman Shimron Adams during a robbery last week in Georgetown were remanded to jail this morning. Andrew Ridley and Akilo Marshall were not required to plead to the indictable murder charge. They were ordered to return to court on the 2nd of February, when the matter will continue. The accused were identified based on CCTV camera footage from the area and based on the account of persons who were in the area at the time of the robbery and murder. The police over in Suriname are currently looking for a 48-year-old Guyanese national known as Danny J. He reportedly stabbed and murdered his wife following an altercation on Sunday morning. The Waterkant news agency in Suriname identified the dead woman as 32-year-old Guyanese national Lisa Charan. The suspect has not yet been captured. It's a new year. How about you make your truck run like new with Powered Automotive? Powered Automotive had truck parts and spares from all the major brands you know and love at prices you won't find anywhere else. Visit them at Lot 491 EE Eccles or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. On the first day of 2023, our nation welcomed some 20 babies into the world at various hospitals nationwide. 8 babies were delivered at the Georgetown Public Hospital, 4 at the Linden Hospital Complex, 2 at the New Amsterdam Hospital, and 6 at Dr. Balwant Singh's Hospital in Georgetown. Oh, would you just look at them? Aren't they adorable? I just love babies. Last Friday, a woman from Fowles on the east coast of Demerara was sentenced to prison for possession of over 5.3 grams of cocaine. A release from the Guyana Police Force said that the charge was read to 30-year-old Suraj Dai Hussain. She pleaded guilty and was fined $10,000 with 6 months imprisonment. Wow, that's really a slap on the wrist for cocaine possession, if you ask me. Over in Bartica, 21-year-old minor Rayon Speed was charged with choking and robbing 20-year-old Barbara Munishwar Parandai last Friday. The cops say Parandai was strangled until he passed out, and Speed took off his gold chains, his phone, and stole his motorcycle near 1 Mile Patara Road, Bartica. Speed pleaded not guilty to the charge and was released today on $200,000 bail. He is expected back in court on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Now for today's oil update. All of the companies that have found oil in Guyana are set to begin multiple exploration drilling campaigns this year. In 2023, Exxon is expected to conclude a 25-well Starboard Block exploration campaign and commence another with up to 35 wells planned, starting in the second quarter of the year. In the Kaieteur and Ganji blocks, the company also intends to drill 12 wells each. CGX Energy is set to drill the Way 1 well in the Quarantine block later this month. With a 56% chance of success at this well, the results are expected to build on CGX's exploration success at the Kawa 1 well. So it sounds like the odds are about even for them. And finally, Tullow Oil plans to drill one exploration well in the Orunduk block this year.
As an independent online news entity, being politically objective can cost you a lot of money in lost sponsorship opportunities. That's because most local companies are often too scared to associate themselves with a news entity that is uncompromising with the truth. We do appreciate our sponsors, as their support is what has allowed us to maintain our integrity without fear and remain dedicated to you, our viewers. Every night, thousands of viewers rely on Uncut News because they are tired of the biased and poorly presented mainstream media in Guyana. But to truly compete, we need your help to grow Uncut News from being the most watched online news to the most watched news in Guyana, period. Help us by becoming a monthly subscriber today. There are special rewards at every subscription level, including your name in the credits, personalized gifts, and more. Your monthly contribution helps us to stay independent by spending less time worrying about paying the bills and more time on keeping you informed. So click the link in the description of this video and become a subscriber today.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's latest car on sale. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth mount rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo fog lamps, spot camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $9.95 million. All pay as low as $1.99 million down, with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lama Street, and tell them that we can send you for this sweet deal. Now for our Uncut News, Views Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. Last night I asked, what is something you'd like to see the government do differently in 2023? But before we get to that, I'd like to say a special thank you to our first paid contributor, David Griffith. Thank you, as your contribution helps us to bring you the news every evening. Brent Bristol says, Georgetown used to be known as the Garden City. It'd be great if more effort was being made to bring it back to that state. That is one of the most visited places by tourists. Forget about differences between the parties. They need to meet with the city council. If they don't produce results, replace them. Guy Bryan says the public servants need a 100% pay increase for this year. I agree. Jay Jairam says the government and the opposition should work together to improve the lives of Guyanese people. They should work together to institute better voting laws. I agree on all parts. And finally, Richard Singh says the government should focus on creating jobs outside of the oil sector. We all cannot work for Exxon. Indeed, I agree with that 100%. Now for tonight's question. It's masquerade season, so I want to know, what should the government do to save the dying part of our culture? Or should it even matter at this point? Should they just let it die? I want to hear from you. So think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bulford saying good night, folks.